We have one other question, if that's okay.
Sure.
With reference to tireless effort as a quality, is it meant to refer to the vigour, i.e. to work harder, intensity or persistence, or is it referring to the 4 right efforts, or perhaps both, tireless right effort?
Any effort that is not following the formula of samma vayama is wrong effort. Because it means it is off balance. Because there is a lot of wisdom. Remember, I don't know if it was here, but I was mentioning, I think it was. The first time I was here, I think someone was asking about samadhi. Anyhow, every single one of the steps of the Noble Eightfold Path must have within it wisdom in the form of right view. So when we get to effort, if you don't have right view, it will be wrong efforting. ing. Wrong. And that's when you have this happen, when the person is meditating and you see these lines. Effort on its own, applied with intensity even, on its own, is wrong effort. It needs to be balanced. It needs to be soft when it needs to be soft. You need to balance it. That's why we have the 7 factors of awakening. If we have the energizing group, right? Vidya, Dhammavichaya, Piti, even joy. And then we have the calming group, which is Passaddhi, tranquility of mind, Samadhi, collectedness of mind, and Upekkha, equanimity. And in the middle, we have Sati, balancing the whole thing. So Lord Buddha said, if you balance these 7, you have Nibbana occur. So it's a balance. So it's a combination of all that. Vigor is part of persevering effort. In fact, vidya I translate usually as persevering effort. When you're sitting and you feel like you need to get up for some reason, and there's no reason, physical reason, like I have to go to the bathroom, otherwise I'm going to pee in my seat. No, there isn't that. But you feel compelled enough to get up. Or sometimes you really have something. Let's say you hear the scream outside or something happens. So suddenly you want to become a good Samaritan or something. Even though there's a million people outside, you're like, no, I have to go. Why? So it requires some tremendous effort from you to sit, stay put. So it's a balance. So right effort has 4 aspects. Remember, the first 2 aspects have to do with the unwholesome, and the other 2 have to do with the wholesome. So we restrain, we eliminate, we avoid the unwholesome. Close the door. I give the example of, imagine your house. Suddenly, well, you left the door open and there's rats inside the house now. Rats. What do you do? First thing first, what do? Well, that's not that easy. First, what do I have to do? I had left the door open. Close the door first. Otherwise, more will come. Close the door. Next, clean it up. Eliminate. That's the second. Eliminate the possibility for them to stay in the house and create nastiness. Pick them up, put them in the bag, get them out of the house. And clean the house, that would be the second portion of the right effort. So you develop wholesome qualities. That's why I say soften and open. Open when you're meditating. Open. Be forgiving of yourself. Okay? I give you permission to be nice to you. You being nice to you. Could you do that? Could you smile? Could you say, it's okay? Really? That's already developing the wholesome. That's the third part of right effort. And then there's the final one, maintaining that. The cleanliness of the house. So no more rats could come in. Making sure the windows are open or have a screen, nothing can creep through. That's all part of right effort. So it must be balanced with wisdom. So it's all of those things, vidya.
Wonderful, thank you. Well, that's all the questions.
Okay.
Is there some time, Bhante?
Is there time? Well, the question came up, so go ahead, ask.
Because you just mentioned about the pity.
Piti.
Yes. Could I ask Bhante to probably explain a bit more about it?
Piti is spiritual joy, sometimes mistakenly translated as rapture, which comes from a Western Christian interpretation. That's not the same. It's not a trance that you get into. It's like, oh yeah. No. You have everything to do with it. You've accommodated, you've allowed the space for piti to happen. It is the highest form of joy that you could experience in this body, in this brain, with this mind. The highest. But it's a temporary state. What piti does is it prepares the ground for upekkha, but it does so in a nice flowing motion, in a nice flowing way. What I mean by that is immediately right after piti, what you have is tranquility coming in. This is different than any other kind of joy that you've had. Let's say you go to the, I don't know, you win the lottery, you win $10 million. Your heart just jumping, hey, we're so happy. That is not piti. Because there's no tranquility after that. There might be fear. Oh, they're coming to get me. People who I owe money to, something like that. But piti is not like that. So there is a sense of safety following it. This is an unusual, that's why we call it spiritual joy. This is part of the 7 factors of awakening. This is the highest kind of joy you could experience. But it has to be transcended. Remember the 4 jhanas? You cannot continue having joy and still be in the 3rd or even the 4th, especially the 4th jhana. Now I said about tranquility. So joy and then tranquility, because it doesn't stay. Piti doesn't stay. It will turn into tranquility. The tranquility is acclimating you to get into upekkha, which prepares the ground. Upekkha is equanimity. Equanimity. So you're balanced. Something good happens, something bad happens, you're balanced. You see the rats running around, you're balanced. You're balanced. Something good happens, something bad happens, you're balanced. You're seeing them. You're even planning your next move, but you're balanced. You're not reacting, you're responding. From there, you have an entry point to Nibbana. Another example for piti would be when you are drowsy, when you are sleepy in meditation. I found piti to be one of the best antidotes for sleepiness. Especially when you are determined to sit when everyone else is asleep. So you have all the reason in the world to sleep as well, but you say, no, I determined to sit. Sometimes it's very difficult after the 30 minutes are passed and you're like, your body, especially if it needs sleep, you go like this. And then I found piti whenever I would bring it up to mind, whoop, I give the example in the book of like a lighting up like a Christmas tree, your spine. You just like, woof, you just sit, and you sit for long because your heart remembers the joy that it felt. So you're just bringing to mind piti from the past experiences. And your body remembers it. Suddenly there's a fusion, there's this flush in fact, of energy that didn't happen. It wasn't there. And suddenly you're able to sit. And that's the result of one of the benefits of piti as well.
Because this one of the bojjhangas.
Oh yes, that's what I said, satta bojjhangas. This is key. Now too much joy will not get you into the balance. So even piti has to be in balance, in check. Otherwise you're going to be kicked out of the 3rd or the 4th jhanas. So you allow whatever is going to happen to happen.
And that flows into Bhikkhu.
Yes, after it goes through tranquility and then samadhi, because samadhi must be there, collectedness of mind. You're so alert, you're so aware. The whole world might be collapsing around you, but you're so fine. You're just like, you're not indifferent. You're not plastic. You're real, you're there. It's like, whoa. And then there's an opportunity to penetrate. You might be washing the dishes, and you suddenly will see the drops of water or the flowing from the faucet of water. And you see the detergent cleaning up the oil. Suddenly you're seeing Dhamma. You're seeing the Paticca Samuppada, 12 links of causal relations. And then you feel the weight of the plate on your hand. And then you feel the body. Oh, you're doing Kaya Anupassana, suddenly, without even trying. And then you feel good, and you're like, oh, look at that. I'm feeling pleasant. Oh, you're doing Vedana Anupassana. You're doing not just body contemplation now, feeling contemplation. You're seeing the feeling. But you're not sleepy. You're not in a trance because you're holding the plate beautifully. You're alert. You're feeling the bottom of your feet. Fun stuff. Not bad. Oh, yes. Not just words anymore, though. That's when you see, oh, my life is the Dhamma. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. You look at a person as if, even though they're living with you, you look at them as if you're seeing them for the first time. How beautiful is that? You're never a matter of just a repetition of some patterns from your past anymore. Even the other people around you. The Arahants lived like that, you know. Good question. Well, my throat is given up. I don't think there's no questions here from this side. Tina? You have the floor. We can sit for 30 more minutes, or we could just, because I just don't have the ability to speak anymore. Would you be able to sit? I'll give you, okay, I see thumbs up. All right, so let's sit for a few more minutes. It's always good when you hear the Dhamma, especially when your heart is open. Miracles could happen.